And now it's time for wrestling's hottest game show, DA30. Here's your host, referee ESO.
Thank you for that intro, Joe, and welcome to wrestling's hottest wrestling game show, DA30, where every week I challenge this elite group of wrestling experts with questions based on the current wrestling scene. They're awarded points based on their answers, and the one with the most points at the end of the night is crowned DA30 World Champion. Now let's introduce this panel. So this week we have co-champions because I was told I couldn't do my job right. Thanks, Luce. But
The fix was in. Fix.
But first, to my right, we have the self-proclaimed smartest man in the room. He's held this title I can't tell you how many times. That's Dan Sebastiano. What's going on, Dan?
Hey guys, how's it going? WrestleMania this weekend, so this is going to be a big show. I look forward to going into WrestleMania weekend as the only champion. Assuming Joe doesn't get any pity points this week, I think I'll be all right.
Pity points? What the hell? I already won party.
We're doing that. We got to reset some numbers.
I was going to say, look at those scores, man. That was great.
Joe, there's where
I'll take that. Yeah, give me that 37.
That must be for the intro. I love it.
Nice. Yeah, great.
You got an early
Joe.
copy of Benny's poem.
But we'll get back to that. So next, to my right, or to my left, we have the president of Thursday Nights, the Honorable Mr. President, Phil Decesare. What's going on, Phil?
Hey, guys. As president of Thursday Night, there's a big responsibility. So it's WrestleMania week, and of course, it doesn't stop at WrestleMania. So just came back from an AEW live and taping last night till midnight. So I'm building in my excuses already, guys.
Oh, I see that.
Little fatigued, but I'm ready to brawl, okay? And actually, I do a little better when I'm tired, so watch out.
But you have bad weather, too, so that's all over the news in New England right now. I know.
Yeah, man, it's ice, a lot of ice.
Yeah, weather is money in New England, so yeah.
You know it.
Next, we have the man. He's multi-talented. He's a player. He's a poet laureate. He's also on a quest he's on a quest to get Ivan Koloff into the Hall of Fame. So this is Benny Scala. What's going on, Benny?
Yeah, thanks. I am the player, your Thursday Night Delight, and welcome to another edition of Pros with the Player. This poem is dedicated to all of you in the chat room, especially my playmate. For all you do, this one's for you. In 1974, it was G. Gordon Liddy. 50 years later, it's Puff Daddy Diddy. It seemed there's always a breaking sensation to quench the thirst of our scandal-happy nation. And how about that Shohei Ohtani and his California bookie saying, "Show me the money." Of all these scandals, there's one who's a fan, and his name is Vincent Kennedy McMahon.
Oh, Jesus. Oh,
Nice job, Benny.
No applause, just throw money.
0 points for that. No way. Come on.
All right, thank you.
I'm coming up with some poetry next week.
All right.
Please
start.
No point.
Oh.
Somebody's screaming in the other room. Bruins must have scored. I don't know what's going on.
So, next we have a man. He's never at a loss for words. He's Whattaday, Joe Lowry. What's up, Joe?
Hey, what's happening, everybody? I got to tell you, Bruce, that, of all the introductions I have gotten, that has to be by far the most recent. So thank you very much. Thank you. No, it's been a busy day. Seriously, I've been underachieving all day today. So I'm looking forward to this this big night here. But I do have a poem. Can I read my quick poem?
Absolutely. Let's.
All right.
I spent all day working on this. Okay. Roses are blue. Violets are red. Please reverse what I just said. There you go, folks. There it is. Busy day underachieving, like I said. So,
listen, guys, what do you think? I give him like. I wish I could give like half a point. I'll give you 2. What the hell, Joe?
That's probably more they're gonna get tonight anyway. So whatever.
That scream was Bruins related.
Yeah, I can't believe it's WrestleMania weekend, guys. You excited?
Hell yeah!
Absolutely. First time in a long time like this.
Yeah, sorry.
I'm not going to sleep all weekend. I'm going to stay up all weekend.
Yeah, how did that?
Dude, I'm telling you.
How did that show go last night? Whose predictions you think are going to win?
I think they're all going to come out one way or the other. We varied on a couple.
We were very close.
What they 11? I think they said it was 11 matches or
13 matches. 7
yeah. I'm sorry. It was 11. It was 11 matches that we agreed on. So
yeah, 11 matches. So yeah, we'll see what happens.
All right. Is there any money?
I think the American Dream is going to show
Just
up.
bragging rights.
You got to see
Bragging
the ending.
I wanted to have the prediction for the Andre Battle Royal be the tiebreaker, but Joe said he didn't want me beating him twice this week, so he cut that from the show last night.
I did get word earlier today that Bronson Reed is leading candidate for Andre the Giant Battle Royal winner, and
That makes
he's
sense.
leading that. But Braun Breaker is closing in, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens tomorrow night in SmackDown. So
Isn't Strowman
Totally.
coming
Yeah.
back too? Didn't I hear rumors of that?
who knows? He was at the Phillies game the other night with Liv Morgan in the gang.
'Cause if I would think he'd be a favorite too. There.
Right.
You have a Braun Breaker and a Braun Strowman.
Yeah, there's a lot of brawn in that ring.
Braun overload.
Yeah, brawn.
Yeah,
Brought
really.
by Brawny paper towels.
Braun.
Brawn it on, baby, brawn it on.
So, all right, guys. Listen, you guys know the rules. There really aren't that many, and
There are no rules.
as always, bribes are accepted via PayPal, Cash App, Venmo. Credit cards are accepted, but there is a 10% surcharge.
10%.
So,
Fucking 10%.
you guys ready to get this thing going?
Let's do it.
Let's try it.
All right. So I'm sure you guys kind of expected this one. Ronda Rousey is really out there promoting this new book. If she keeps up at this rate, there's no reason to buy it because the whole thing will be released within the next couple of weeks. But this week she claimed that while she was waiting one night to talk to Triple H, a WWE talent, Drew Gulak, grabbed the strings of her sweatpants in front of everybody, and no one even reacted. What do you make of this? Is this sexual perversion or just a locker room joke? Do you think Drew will have any fallout from these accusations? So let's start with Mr. President.
El President.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Wake up, brother. Wake up.
Who said that? Where am I? Marge, can you turn off the TV? Let me tell you, Simpsons reference worth something. Is this making a mountain out of a molehill? Really? These are tough, trained, professional athletes. I mean, really think about it. If that happened, wouldn't Ronda just slug this guy? I mean, come on, I don't know what really happened. Did it loosen anything? What was the intent behind this? This was a purposeful thing? Was anything even said when he did this? I mean, it just seems so silly, and maybe he was being a goofball, and maybe it wasn't the right thing to do. But I mean, does she really want to be part of this? Does she really want to be a victim? I mean, does she define herself this way? Does she want to be a part of this? And if this is the only instance that she experienced while there, par for the course, that's pretty incredible. But, we're talking about grown-ups here. And again, trained professionals, athletes. I'm sure along the way, on her way to the Olympics, she's experienced a little ribbing and that sort of thing. So, I mean, hasn't she been involved in intergender matches before? I just don't know what to say to that. I just think it's a bit much. And wow, I have so much time. Is that accurate? That's incredible. I'm ahead of game.
Tell us about your interview with Thunder Rosa last night.
Well, let me tell you about that. Yeah, it went pretty well, I think, all things considered. We spoke about 17 minutes, again, without commercials. Then we played it on air the next day. And I didn't get any tickets from it, so I was kind of surprised. But be that as it may, again, Ronda Rousey making a little much ado about nothing. Gilding the lily, maybe, as they say in literature. Gilding the lily, yep, kind of exaggerating a little bit. So what? I'm sure she's wearing something under there anyway. Did the pants come down? Who knows? If they didn't, then he must have quit. All right, that's it.
I think Phil's word of the segment was gilding. I'm proud
All right.
Chad. What is Phil's word of the segment going to be? And I think that one has to be gilding.
Sure.
I thought molehill was going to be it, but when you said gilding, I put it right in there, folks. So
Thanks, man.
Hey,
Love
player,
it.
it's your turn on the 30. You ready?
I'm ready.
Let's go.
Look at that lava lamp.
My first thought when you asked that question, when you said, what do you make of this? I had a flashback to the movie Airplane. They asked that guy in the control tower, what do you make of this? He goes, I can make a brooch. Yeah. But anyway, yes, talking about Ronda Rousey, one of my favorite subjects.
Ronda Rousey.
So now she's whining about Drew Gulak pulling the string on her sweatpants. And if Richard Milhouse Nixon was still alive, he would say, who cares? Now, if he pulled a string on the string of her tampon, that would have got my interest. But I do find it very interesting that someone who came into the WWE as the baddest woman on the planet turned out to be an overrated, whiny bitch.
Yeah.
On a positive note, at least Drew Gulak has something else on his shitty resume besides his lame PowerPoint presentations. He hasn't really done a whole lot. You know, only in America can you make millions of dollars. Then, when you're no longer relevant, write a book about how you mistreated you were when you were making millions of dollars, and then make millions of dollars off of that. Hey, guys, buy my new book, Life in the Boohoo Canoe by Ronda Rousey. You know, millions of people heard you walk out to the ring to the tune of Bad Reputation. Little did we know how true that would turn out to be.
Wow.
Nicely done.
There you go. Wow. You're just a rhyming machine, man.
Oh, yeah.
You are P. Diddy tonight.
Look at that.
Except without
See, those bonus
without
points
the
really make a big difference. I think everybody should be doing a poem every week for these bonus points.
I did. I only got 2 friggin' points.
Well,
What's up with
you're
that?
lucky you got that for that poem.
That was very generous, I thought.
So Joe, what we're talking about it? You're up next to the 30. Why don't you go? You ready?
Yeah, what the hell?
All right, let's go.
You know, Ronda Rousey, obviously we know she's in book selling mode. This is exactly what she was doing. By the way, Phil, I did believe she was in Plainville, Massachusetts today or yesterday, signing her books. Ronda Rousey was. She was
No
in Plainville.
way.
Yeah, I saw that. So
I once spent a week one night down there.
yeah, there you go. Well, you know what she did? Ronda inadvertently put Drew Gulak in the no quarter catch crew from NXT. Gave them a good rub. They're now on the map if they weren't already with the Heritage Cup drama going on over in NXT. But nonetheless, Drew Gulak supposedly grabbed her strings of her gym. I read this the other day in the morning. It was like 7 a.m. And I'm like, this is just utterly whatever. Whether it was a ribbing situation, all that. And Drew Gulak responded right away. He just said that he was there. There were some other people there, and that he was went to shake her hand and accidentally touched her drawstring, and nothing happened. There was no.
That always happens.
So if there were other people there, why aren't these people coming forward and so forth? There was such a major scene. I do believe that Ronda Rousey is just looking for attention. Becky Lynch's book has been out about a couple of days earlier than hers. She's already on the New York Times bestseller list. No one gives a shit about Ronda Rousey. She's starting to really sound like a disgruntled ex-employee. She's jumping on the Vince McMahon sex trafficking, sexual harassment bandwagon and so forth. And who knows? We'll see at the end of the month whether or not that's going to affect her book sales. But Ronda Rousey, nah, I'm not buying it. Whatever.
Literally.
Literally.
Nice job, Joe. Nice job.
Oh.
Look at those bonus points. They do make a difference there. So let's see who we got. Looks like, Dan, it's your turn. I know you can catch up with these guys. Ready?
Absolutely.
Let's do this.
Yeah, I want to start by amending what I said at my intro about you giving Joe pity points. I meant to say you give Benny pity points because that's, looking at the numbers. No, I kid though. No, Joe had said it exactly what I was going for was the Drew Gulak's response. He said he saw a bunch of the girls in the hallway, went over to shake some hands, reached up for a handshake, touched Ronda's string by accident. He said he apologized at the moment. That maybe that's why nobody said anything. I'm the first person that wants to give the benefit of the doubt to accusers, but in this case, it really seems like a big nothing because some of the women that were standing there when this happened would have been the first ones to punch Gulak in the face, and he'd be on the ground in a pretzel if he had actually done anything inappropriate in front of them. The fact that no one said or did anything makes me think that no one said or did anything because nothing happened. Now, you want to put it in comparison? Look at the CM Punk interview from earlier this week and compare it to what Ronda Rousey's doing. That is how you complain about a previous employer that wronged you and come off sounding professional. She is how you complain about a previous employer that wronged you and come off sounding like a whiny, just nothing. You got millions of dollars to do what you love. You had the best rookie year ever, and arguably ever. Here you are a year later, a couple years later, you came back, they threw you into the Rumble, you had a crap match at Mania on your way out putting over your best friend, and you're still bitching about a company you've had nothing to do with. I agree. This is attention. It means nothing. And Gulak, I hate to say it, I'm on his side on this one.
Yeah. Book selling mode all the way. Book selling mode.
Exactly. I totally, when I read it, I'm like, even locker room hijinks. I mean, there's so many little things it could have been. It just didn't come across. Even the way she presented it, it didn't come across as like perversion that she's presenting it now. The way it's written,
I mean,
is what she's saying.
I mean, let's not forget this is the same company that where women complain that Randy Orton used to leave inappropriate things in their gym bags, and Ronda Rousey's going to go on TV crying because Drew Gulak, even if he did, he inappropriately touched the dangling strings of her sweatpants.
And then I mean,
let's not forget that she's got a husband who's 6'7", Mr. Brown, and a trained fighter. Do you really think
my husband was here?
I would say she's got a legit chance of beating him up for real.
Yeah, I said that, absolutely.
Nah, it's just crazy. She's reaching. I don't want to do the ultimate pun, but she's grasping at strings here.
The fact that she still won't, and she's still making excuses for her loss to Holly Holm. Oh, my jaw was it my mouth guard or whatever was too big. Like, you got beat, you got exposed, and just go away.
How about the fact that the WWE doesn't end up suing her because she came in as damaged goods for a result of several concussions on the UFC side? That's in her book as too. Yeah. Nobody's talking about that. Like, she should not have been there, and she had concussion-like symptoms all throughout her matches with WWE. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about some bullshit story about Drew Gulak and touching whatever strings they are. I don't know.
Drew Gulak.
Yeah, I gotta love him. No quarter catch crew.
Right.
Nice. All right, guys. You ready for the second question?
Are you ready for the second question?
I don't know.
Talk it
I don't
to
know
me.
if I'm ready for you guys, but we're going to do this anyway. All right. We've been in the money for weeks now as Mercedes Moné has not been moving the needle for AEW as they are still struggling with their ratings. Is Moné a total bust? Or who has been the biggest bust out of the talent that's been brought into AEW recently? Let's see. It looks like the player, you're going to be first on the 30. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right, let's go.
Is she a bust? I mean, or is she the biggest bust? No, there's like about an 187 person tie for the biggest bust. And it's really not anybody's fault. I mean, I think a lot of it's not the talent, although I think she's talentless. I think she's overrated. I think she was way overpaid for what she's going to contribute. But you have an owner who really isn't a businessman. I mean, Punk said, when he quit, I guess he said, this is a circus and you're the head clown or something like that, or you're a joke. And he's right. He was dead right. I mean, Tony Khan, I bought myself an electric guitar a couple of weeks ago. I spent $120. Tony Khan collects multi-million-dollar wrestlers with the same amount of diligence or whatever you want to call it that I spent on my $120 guitar. This company is going nowhere. It's going backwards, if anything else. It's losing, it's going to lose $30 million this year, between $25 and $30 million. It's not going to do any better next year because he's got a bunch of new long-term commitments. So, I mean, I don't blame the wrestlers. This is 100% on Tony Khan. He's not a promoter. He's just a collector. He's a kid.
Nice job, Benny.
And that's that.
All right, Benny. that was a tough round there, but hey, it is what it is. That was a tough one to get any meat on. Joe, looks like you're going to be up next on the 30. Let's get you a timer.
What was the question again?
Mercedes Moné
-1.
What did you have?
Yeah, Mercedes Moné a bust. If not, pretty much who was the biggest bust? Not who has the biggest bust.
Well, Dolly Parton has the biggest bust, right?
Go there. Oh boy.
Oh boy, I got to tell you, this is. I think we're just this question is just a tad bit premature. The only reason why I say that, we are now 3 weeks into the Mercedes Moné experiment, and has she moved the needle? Yeah, the other way. They're going down, man. Ratings wise, all this stuff. They're just not doing it right now, and she has not even set foot in the ring and wrestled yet. And now she made an announcement last night on AEW that she will take on the winner at Dynasty of the Willow Nightingale TBS Championship match, whatever. That's all fine and dandy. This has Willow Nightingale and Mercedes Moné is pretty much a lock-in now. And poor Julia Hart's going to get thrown off to the side with all this. But nonetheless, is it a big bust? It's still too soon to tell, but it is heading that way, and it is getting kind of old. She's doing her dance. She's doing her thing. The CEO is going down the ramp in these 20,000-seat stadiums to about people that can't even fill the ringside area. I think it was like 4,500 there last night, tops. Phil will tell you it was all blacked off up top again and all that stuff. So, yeah, she's not moving. Who's been the biggest bust? It's tough to say. I think the biggest bust overall is Tony Khan. You're letting CM Punk go is the worst business decision ever because of the fact that CM Punk is destroying this company while he's working for another company. It's insane. It's insanity. That thing by Adam Copeland last night, that promo at the beginning just rubbed everybody the wrong way. But Mercedes Moné, just a tad bit too early, but it is heading that way. So, yeah, the big bust still is definitely going to be Dolly Parton. So, yeah.
I thought you were going to say Dusty Rhodes for a minute.
Yeah, I was going to say that. That could have been the same thing, too, yeah.
Nice job. So let's see, co-champion Dan. You looks like you're next on to 30.
Dan,
Let's do it.
Let's go.
You know, it's funny. All this time, I completely misunderstood that Billy Idol song. It's about wasting Moné on a bad product. You know, you realize between Mercedes Moné, Okada, and your boy out in England, who, by the way, is the only Ospreay, who's the only one who's actually popped a rating since he's been on.
Yeah,
he's spending, because the numbers aren't public, he's spending anywhere between 12 and 15 million a year on the three of them, and absolute waste. So Benny said they lost 30 last year. If they do the same business, they're going to lose 45 just on those three signings. Mercedes Moné has not popped a rating. She comes in, the ratings go down during her debut segment in Boston. 200,000 people, by the way, started with 1 million, ended with a little over 8. And the last two Dynamites have been the lowest rated in 4 years. The one that just aired yesterday, lowest rated since 2021, or excuse me, 2020, and the lowest in the key demo since that information has been tracked. Absolutely awful. Now, who's the biggest bust with the company? The biggest bust with the company has been the Young Bucks, not just because they've brought in absolutely nothing, but they have directly been responsible for the company losing money. They drove out CM Punk. Despite his professionalism, I guarantee they had a hand in driving out Cody. They had a hand in driving out Jade Cargill. And now they're in Tony's ear, bringing down the product. They've created a product where CM Punk said it. We're not here to sell tickets or revenue or make money. We're here to wrestle with our friends and have a fucking paid vacation. That's the biggest bust. And Mercedes Moné is going to contribute nothing to it.
Oh, yeah.
Nice job, Dan. We got a three-way tie. Wow.
Oh,
nice job.
Christmas.
Hey, Phil, can you pull this off? Can you tie this up? Or can you take the lead?
No.
All right, folks, stand by for Phil's word of the segment.
I'm going to come through that screen and tear somebody up. Please. Are we on? Oh, we're on. Jeez. All right. You know, I guess I got to quote Rick Pitino in 2001. He said, "The negativity in this town sucks." He said, "Larry Bird isn't coming through this door." He said, "Kevin McHale isn't coming through this door." He said, "Robert Parrish isn't coming through this door." Okay, we got to start all new. Okay, and we're starting with the young talent we have here. It was one of his famous diatribes. Got a lot of press.
Yeah.
I mean, we remember 20 some odd years later, and the truth is, you know, we don't have the legends right now. The people who push the business, you know, to its peak. You know, we still have a few in WWE, certainly, and they're certainly getting good mileage out of them. But I think that's the crisis right now, and I think the crisis is in the game itself, and again, the market with so many distractions now. I mean, you know, how many places can we put our eyeballs now? You know, so it's a tough road to hoe, no pun intended, especially with all those all that women talent there now. You know, who is Mercedes Moné pushing the needle? Not after last night, I don't think. In fact, I'm sensing a heel turn for her, too. And maybe that's what they're kind of doing, like The Rock was in 1995, 1996, kind of shoving her down our throats. And, you know, so I think she's going to turn heel and maybe get a little more attention, too. Ospreay's great. He's awesome. Who is the biggest bust? I don't know. There's just so much work to do here. There's so much potential here, but there's still so much work to do. So I'm still confident in what they can do. It's a tough road to hoe, okay? Since Vince McMahon left the business, we've changed the dynamic, and I guess I'm out of time because I wanted to do a Vince thing, but go ahead.
Yeah, you are out of time. Nice job there, Phil. That was a 13, but it wasn't quite enough to make it a 4-way tie. But I'm feeling a little generous right now.
Tough road to hoe. Tough road to hoe.
Don't interrupt.
I think being that the next round is an elimination round, we should just even the scores up to 20
there you go.
everybody. So now
I love it.
I called it.
That seems good, right? But listen, guys, we got to go to a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back.
And APB, American Protection Bureau, voted #1 best on Long Island for all your security needs. Call 631-390-9050. That's 631-390-9050. APB.
You need a body shop? You need engine repair? Auto Excellence, Collision Specialists, 631-261-6420. That's 631-261-6420. Auto Excellence. Jimmy, I gotta take a dump.
What?
No, I mean I need a dumpster.
Well, for all those needs, you need to call Big V Dumpster Rental, Long Island, New York, 631-900-DUMP. Elm Logistics, for all your logistic needs, call 631-299-3595. That's 631-299-3595. Elm Global Logistics, pride, performance, and partnerships.
Hey, everybody, welcome back to the wrestling's hottest game show, DA30. I'm Joe Whattaday, Lowry, joined by the player, Benny Scala, and, of course, the smartest Dan in the room, Dan Sebastiano. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Hey, Phil, what's going on in the chat, El Presidente?
Well, as I'm looking here, Bruce, some interesting quotes here and some interesting sentiment, and seemingly not thrilled with AEW at the moment. Loose Cannon says Britt Baker is on a milk carton, and we haven't seen her in a while. And I miss her.
Back injury, I heard. Yeah.
And the injury thing is really kind of making me think. They're stocked with so many people now, and the incidence of injury is just so high right now. I can understand why they're fortifying the troops.
Well, I mean, with I didn't mean to cut you off with CM Punk saying in his interview that he had to book his own surgery and his own physical therapy schedule. Britt Baker hurt her back. She might still be laying in the alley somewhere injured. Nobody hasn't gone and got her yet.
Well, thank goodness she has medical training, I have to say. Yeah. So, word of the segment. Oh, yeah, that's cool. She's a bad investment, Maria says, Mercedes Monet. And you know what? Well, remains to be seen. It's certainly, she certainly needs to get some more eyes on the prize here. Let's see what else. Chris Jericho's past the time, even though he likes Fozzy, says RJ. I love Fozzy, too. I saw them in Worcester at the Palladium. I think Jericho's still got a few miles left, though. I definitely do. I haven't seen a Lion Salt in a while, but pretty good. Loose Cannon again. I think he was originally a big Chris Statlander fan, I remember back in the day, but he's jumping towards Timeless Tony Storm now, and he wants
Timeless all the way. Timeless all the way.
Yeah, I can dig it, too. Yeah, she got a great pop in Worcester, too.
Oh, good.
Yeah, a little more anti-AEW sentiment. Loose Cannon says Y2J has too much control of AEW. I wonder how much truth there is to that.
Gotta wait for the book.
Yeah, and Don the Barber, our friend from Boston, arguably the best barber from Boston. We know Don from back in the Boston days. Obviously, I don't go for many haircuts, but that's what I hear anyway. He has a feeling if MJF shows up at Mania and screws over Cody, he has that sense. Wow.
That's a tough one. I don't know about that.
Yeah, totally. All right, Luke Cannon. Now I have to put this over. Phil plus 150. Is it plus 150? All right. Benny plus 100. Whattaday plus 120. Dan plus 120 in Vegas.
Vegas odds.
All righty. Yeah, and Maria not keen on Miss Monet, it seems, but that's okay.
Can I just ask real quickly, Beth Harper, what buffet is open and what's on the buffet? I'm interested to know. Just out of curiosity.
Taking a fifth on that one.
You're drinking a fifth? What?
I'm just curious if we got Vegas odds out, how much money did Otani's interpreter put on me tonight?
Oh, Jesus. 4 million, 4.5. He has to cover the spread. So, Joe Myers. Come on, Phil, say it.
Oh, Joe Myers, thank you very much. You're such a generous soul. We
Oh,
appreciate
right.
it.
Oh, look at
Thank
that.
you for the
Best
contribution.
wrestling show on
And
earth.
what a great quote. Best wrestling game show on earth. You are awesome.
Wow,
I love that.
Thank
That's
you.
phenomenal.
Thank you, Joe.
She's
Yeah,
excited
I
the
got a
Bruins
chance
are
to talk to Joe briefly on the phone last week when I was calling the other Joe. So,
Joe and Joe, baby. That's what we're known as.
so awesome, guys. Listen, let's get back to this. So
All right.
WrestleMania is here this weekend. Oh, don't forget. So, WrestleMania is here this weekend, and the WWE stars are making their rounds to promote it. Cody Rhodes was on First Take this week, and he addressed his upcoming match for the Universal title, stating that if I don't finish the story, I might as well move over to commentary. He feels that if he doesn't win, the fans will lose their faith in him. Does he finish the story, or should Michael Cole move over on a seat and make room for his new co-host? Who walks out of WrestleMania with the title? Joe,
Yo.
you are on the 30.
Oh, wow. Of course, Cody Rhodes is going to finish this story. That we talked about this last night in glorious fashion, might I add. I won't about the secrets because I want you to watch the video. But yeah, Cody Rhodes will finish the story. There's no doubt in my mind that this is good. We're all going to go home happy so on Sunday night with that. I think the real question here is, what about Roman Reigns' A&E biography from last Sunday when he said, quote unquote, if I do not leave WrestleMania with the Universal Championship, that means I'm not at the top. I'm not at the top anymore, and I don't want to be a wrestler anymore if I'm not at the top. So that kind of sounds like retirement to me, or he's going to walk away. So why aren't we talking about that? Cody Rhodes still has some gas in the tank, but I don't know about the Roman Reigns thing. No one's talking about that. I saw some blurbs online, but nonetheless, let me digress. We've seen so many scenarios and so forth with Loose Cannon, big one. Nice. Thank you, Loose. We've seen so many scenarios of how this is going to end. I don't see Cody Rhodes ever going to a commentary table while he is still an active competitor, unless it's like a one-off or something like that, or if he's injured. This is crazy. It's ludicrous. The story will be written, told, and finished this Sunday night. There's not going to be a dry eye in the house. We're going to have hugs. We're going to have people from AEW there. We're going to have family members there. We're going to have everybody there. And as I said, we're going to have the American Dream looking down on Cody Rhodes saying, I love you, Cody. You did it. And we're going to have a great WrestleMania this weekend. So, yes, Cody Rhodes will retain. No doubt about it. Holy Jesus.
Nice. Set the bar high there.
Woo, look at that. Yeah.
How many of those points did he win after the timer expired? I'm just curious.
Whoa! Did I go over my time? No way.
By about 20 seconds.
Get the front door. Shut the front. Are you kidding me? I got distracted. Loose Cannon donated money. My screen lit up. So I was like, whoa.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, there you go. Loose.
So, again, while you're talking, might as well be your turn. You ready?
Absolutely. And by the way, shout out to Luce saying, Bruce, you're doing your best Hebner. So, Joe did, right? Joe screwed Joe. Isn't that how it works?
Nice.
He punched me in
You're
the
on the
face.
30, Dan. Go.
Yeah, we talked about this last night. We had a great WrestleMania prediction show, and all three of us were 100% in agreement. Cody wins tomorrow or this weekend, and he has to, because he's absolutely right. If he doesn't, it's over. Even if you give him the belt the following night on Raw or SummerSlam or whatever, back-to-back Mania main events where you lose. You talk about striking while the iron's hot. They're striking while the iron is cold. It's over. And as for Roman Reigns saying, if I'm not on top, I don't want to be part of this anymore. All he's doing is he goes back to a part-time schedule. Let's be honest. If Roman Reigns wrestles a part-time schedule and he's not champion, will anyone notice that he's on TV less? This is the first time in almost 3 years he's wrestled twice in the same month. But as for Cody, absolutely, he wins. I don't know if we're going to talk about this later, so hopefully I'm not jumping the gun on a question. Tag match Saturday night. Rock and Roman are winning. The Rock is pinning Cody. That's my prediction. And then Bloodline rules. Cody's going to fight from 18 different ways underneath. He's going to beat Roman. He's going to win the title. And that's going to lead to the next bit, because Monday Night Raw, The Rock's going to be like, Roman, I pinned Cody. I gave you all that help, and you still couldn't pin Cody. I'm clearly head of the table.
No.
That's your SummerSlam build. So that's 2 calls right there. But no, Cody wins, not just because he wants to, not just because he needs to. He literally has to. If he doesn't, the WWE has spoiled the biggest face this industry's had in almost 20 years as far as merch, numbers, reaction. He's the one of the biggest stars in wrestling in decades. If you don't put the title on him this weekend, it's over.
Wow, Beth Harper, $4.99. Thank you.
There you
All
go.
right.
All right.
Nice job. Nice, guys.
Thank you, Beth.
Yeah, look at that.
There'll be no buffet for Benny tonight.
No, but come back 1 year.
Right.
So nice job, Dan. Nice job. You said that
Get
bar a
into
little bit
territory
even
here
higher
with
there.
It would have been $5, but she spent that penny buying Benny's shirt. So
All right. Let's see who's next. Phil, looks like you're next on the 30.
All right. Good.
Let's go.
All right, let's start.
What's the word of the segment? Here we go.
Oh, I'll have to think about it. Yeah, I was up last night. Of course, got home late, and I never watch these alleged late night comics anymore because they're quite honestly not funny at all. But I did happen to tune into Mike Myers' show, and not because it was Mike Myers, whom I actually have met and is a pretty good guy, seemingly. Roman Reigns and The Rock were guests on there, and what struck me the most about this, of course, is they don't seem to go in character anymore. Okay, it's really, it's really Dwayne Johnson and Joanna White talking.
Yeah.
What I couldn't stand, and I'm a huge Roman Reigns fan, he was just smiling all the way. I mean, he's getting ready to say "Hooray for Hollywood." I really think there's room there, and I really think that that's his next destination. I really, really feel that way. I don't want it to be. I'd love for him to be wrestling, and again, as Dan mentioned, kind of part-time in it as it is, maybe he could do both. But sadly, I fear that could be the case, that Cody will realize his dream, Remember back in 2016, all these celebrities said they were going to flee the country if Trump wins the election. Well, no one fled the country, right? They're all still here.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking all these people who say this and say that, aren't ultimately going to live up to things, okay? Roman might go to Hollywood for a while, but I do hope he does come back. That's if he loses. Cody on commentary, I don't know. He's kind of dressed for it already. He's got quite the ensemble. So he's a sharp dresser, and I don't know how sharp a tongue he is, but he is a sharp dresser. So I'm still rooting for Roman, okay? And but realistically, how does Cody not win? I don't know. Maybe that's the swerve. I don't know. That's it.
Nice.
I only went 10 seconds over, right?
Yeah, I had already cut
And
you
the
off,
word of
so
the
it's
segment
okay.
will be swerve.
So
Thanks.
Playa,
Thanks,
looks
Bruce.
like it's your turn. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, let's go.
Maria Davis, $5. Thank you.
Roman, he's got that in common with a lot of hookers. They want to be on top, otherwise they're leaving. But to be perfectly honest, although I predicted him on Sunday night, and Playmate, I love you, but I am not a fan of Cody Rhodes. I liked him much better as
This guy's out of his
Stardust.
mind.
When I see Cody with that bleach blonde hair and that zoot suit, I don't know if you guys remember Max Headroom from the 80s. If
Certainly.
you put a picture of Cody Rhodes and Max Headroom side by side, remember the lawyer from My Cousin Vinny? He'd say, identical. But Cody's going to win. I really think it's a foregone conclusion. I think he needs to finish the story. I really do think this is something where I don't think they booked it that way, but I think because of the outcry from the quote unquote Cody crybabies, I think that's what we're going to get. And I'm okay with that. I mean, I think he can carry the company. I think really what's going to happen, the main focus in WWE is going to be, like Dan said, the aftermath. On Monday night, The Rock's going to come out and say, Roman, last week you said this was going to be the easiest WrestleMania of all time. And the deck was stacked against Cody, but you still messed up, and that's going to be the feud. That's going to be SummerSlam.
Nice. There you
Nice
go.
job, nice job, Benny. Looks like we're having a little buffering.
That lava lamp is cooking right now.
Looks like we're having
It's
a little
cooking.
bit of a buffering. If you just hang on 1 second, guys. I think we fixed it. All right, we're back to normal.
Buffer.
We're back.
Shout out to
shoot,
Maria
look
in the
at this. We
chat
got a
there.
tie. I can't eliminate anybody yet. I guess we got to go one more round, and it's going to be
Oh, no.
elimination after this one. Nice. This should be fun.
Total elimination.
What are we missing here? Oh, there we
I
go.
forgot to hit the transition
Shout-
over there.
shout out
I was
to,
try to work on the
Maria in
button
the
there.
chat there, by the way, guys.
Yeah, Maria, $5. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, First Lady.
Awesome.
That will go towards the campaign.
Hey, we just
Yeah,
had some people,
wow.
Hey, Bruce, we had some people donate money. Why not let one of them pick who gets the bonus point? That way we don't have a
Ooh.
tie.
Oh.
Wow, there you go.
Yeah, hey, listen, that's not a bad idea. So let's see. Who do we have? Who do we have in there? You guys have the chat up. I don't.
You're going to have to give them time to answer, though. You're going to have to give them time.
So what do we? How many people don't? We have Beth. We have.
Let's
Maria,
see.
You got to figure it out.
Maria,
What's her
Beth,
name?
Luce,
1699 looks like.
So yeah, why don't we say? So hey guys,
Wow.
who do we think should get the?
Only the donators get to choose, though, right?
Yeah, the 4 donators.
So Joe, Maria, Beth, and Luce.
Oh, Luce passed his vote to Maria.
Maria's call.
What?
We're gonna give 5 bonus points to whoever.
5? Jesus.
Yeah, we've got to make it interesting. Come on.
What if we get a tie with that?
Phil is going into the lead.
Wow.
Is anybody
Awesome.
listening in there?
Whoa.
Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you.
Maria has.
Oh.
Nice job.
Wow. Wow.
Oh,
Joe
God, love
Gordon,
you
baby.
people.
That's great.
All right, so Phil, you're up to 44 points. You are currently in the lead. Benny,
Did you get anything? I thought Joe Baby Cake sent something in there. No? Wow. Okay.
Oh.
No, that's right. It's only one person, right?
yeah, we
Yeah,
have to
we
get, we have to get one person eliminated here. Unfortunately, it's the player, Benny.
Oh no, Benny.
I got it.
Jesus.
Benny,
If only that one
it's-
penny went
I'll
to
be here in spirit. No worries.
Later.
We have faith.
We love you, man.
He'll be here in spirit and God loving.
You guys complete me.
You're complete.
All right, guys. Let's see.
And the game is done.
So, in a shoot interview this past week, CM Punk made some disparaging comments towards AEW, including that it's not a real company. And Adam Copeland ended up opening up Dynamite with a fire response. What do you think of this? Was this response necessary, or did this just prove some of Punk's points? So, Dan, I'm going to put you up on the 31st. You ready?
Absolutely.
Let's go.
All right. Well, first off, if you hear what Adam Copeland had to say and you saw the absolute meltdown that, let's be honest, we all knew the hardcore AEW fans was coming. Yes, CM Punk said some disparaging things, but he also, and I think it's very important, he said that he doesn't regret signing with AEW. He said the good outweighed the bad. He's happy he went there. And at the end of the day, it wasn't a bad course of action. He's grateful for everything he got from AEW. Does it have its problems? Yes. Anybody that's acting like CM Punk just shit all over AEW or that they need to start this circle the wagon, pearl clutching crap that's coming out is only from people who didn't actually listen to what he had to say. Because everything he said, one, entirely factually accurate, backable by facts, and two, most of what he said was complimentary. He got to work with Sting, and he got to hang out with FTR again and work with Joe. And there's guys he's friends with, Darby and Danhausen, who apparently those two have been bosom buddies for a couple of years now. He never even would have met without AEW. You know, so no, CM Punk disparaged them. Fine, but these people that are acting like, oh my God, this whole interview was Punk talking about how terrible AEW was, you know, clutch the pearls. The fact that you book an entire segment of a show just to defend Tony Khan and Tony Khan tweeted, oh my God, I'm in tears because the crowd's chanting AEW. Yay, everyone loves me. What a pansy. Punk is, this is the same guy who feared for his life, probably because Punk told him for the first time in his life, no. Crap. I 100% support Punk on this one.
Nice. There you go.
There you go.
Looks
Dan.
like Beth Hopper is calling her lawyers over the recent decision. So,
Do we cheat him and how?
Yep.
Got him on retainer.
so the man in the middle better tread lightly. The Hopper household is calling a lawyer.
Oh, it's, first you got to go to HR, and that's Mike Monty. And when I went to him when I was getting kind of screwed on the show, it didn't quite work.
Hey, Bruce,
but
you got a
you
minute?
see who's sitting in the seat now.
Hey, you got a minute?
So, all right, Phil, looks like you're next on the 30.
Well, I don't have to go any further than this artist you might have heard of. Her name is Taylor Swift. You might have heard of her. I don't know. I don't listen to much of her, but I am familiar just through sheer repetition of a few of her songs. One is called Anti-Hero, and it's me, hi. What are the lyrics? I had them just queued up. It's me, hi, I'm the problem, it's me. God love punk, and Lord knows millions of fans do, and I do too, actually. But this is not his first dance with a little bit of contention within the corporate structure. Of course, we remember his last run with WWE, lawsuits, and perhaps valid, but still, we're dealing with great talent. We're dealing with great egos, and he had it happen in WWE. Went to AEW, had the fallout, and like Dan said too, his remarks, his interview was actually very well done. Punk possesses, I think, a great sense of self-awareness, and he seems to be a very honest guy too. And he can. I hope that when he settles in here in WWE and he's back from his injury and everything is good, that this is a good run. I mean, I'd like to see his last run, and likely it'll be his last run, to be something productive and where he can help some of the younger talent out. But ultimately, he was brought up in a very, very tough household, and he had a lot of childhood trauma. And again, totally natural his reaction. So I'm over time. I'm sorry. I have a lot to say, but that's it. Thank you.
That's it. I'm like, look at these friggin' scores. Are you kidding me right now? My God.
Joe, you got a big,
big
big mountain to climb there. So let's see if you can do it.
Road to hoe.
I don't know. I was watching this documentary the other night on how ships are built. It was riveting. So yeah, whatever. Let's just call it what it is. CM Punk has come forward with his version of what's going on so forth. That's pretty much corroborated. He didn't rat anybody out. He didn't say anything totally negative towards AEW that we don't already know. What do we already know? AEW already has put themselves into that poorly run company category. That's all I can tell you. They have a multitude of talent, women, men. They have Adam Copeland. They have all these great superstars there. Christian. They have a lot of people there that can put this company on the upper tier, and the booking has just held everybody back. And then to have Adam Copeland kick off AEW last night, right hours after that, the story of CM Punk being on the MMA Hour goes on, hits the internet. The timing could have been worse. First of all, it's WrestleMania week. They should never have acknowledged it. They have to put the Vince McMahon rule in effect somewhere in AEW and stop mentioning the other companies. They got to stop doing that. And even when he said WWF last night, Copeland, they started booing. He says, no, it's not about that. Then he mentions everybody else. That's all fine and dandy. It's all sugar-coated. But the fact remains is AEW is a poorly run company. Tony Khan, I have no idea how much further in debt this whole wrestling outfit is going to become, because each week things are getting worse and worse. They have another pay-per-view coming up at the end of the month in a couple of weeks. I don't see anything happening with AEW, but CM Punk basically just told everybody what really happened. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Oh my goodness.
Nice
What's
job,
up with
Joe.
that?
Yeah. Again, I can't eliminate you. So you're gonna hang in for this last round.
Oh my goodness.
But
We got a
this round is gonna
3-3
crown the champion. So
do we have a triple threat match for the final?
yeah, it looks that way. So what I'm gonna do
Triple threat. Jesus. Nice.
So listen, guys. So listen, we have to still take another commercial break. So why don't we do that? And when we get back, we're gonna crown the new champion. We'll be right back.
All right.
The Monte and the Pharaoh Show is brought to you by...
Because wine is your second favorite four-letter word. California wine, New York attitude. Good fucking wine.
Yeah.
Tired of that same old breakfast, lunch, and dinner? Same old tasting scrambled eggs, burger, that dinner steak, ribs, or pork chops? Why not add a little bit of spice? or just a touch of heat with a little bit of Johnny Fabulous's John Cena Sr.'s $1 Million Jalapeno Hot Sauce. Great on burgers, steaks, chops, and those barbecued ribs.
And Nitro's Garage for all your automotive needs. Call 646-675-2349. That's 646-675-2349. For all your automotive needs, Nitro's Garage. Ask for Jack.
Do you treat your dog as part of the family? Well, so do we. So why not celebrate your pup's birthday with the ultimate party box? Check us out on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Party Pup Info, and let us make your pup's party or any celebration perfection.
M&J Video Games and Collectibles. Sport and non-sport cards, wrestling items, autographed items. We buy, sell, and trade. M&J Video Games and Collectibles, located at 1049 Queen Street, Southington, Connecticut. Call us at 1-860-479-9223 or 860-93-GAMES. M&J Video Games and Collectibles.
Hey, everybody, and welcome back to Wrestling's hottest game show, DA30. I'm here with two co-champions and the president of Thursday Nights, and we are about to crown a champion. So, you guys ready for this?
Yes, folks. It's time for the triple threat match of the century.
I'm sure all you guys were kind of expecting something on this subject. So, a leaked love letter from Janelle Grant has been making the rounds on the internet. Her lawyer has been doing damage control, stating that Vince McMahon asked her to write the letter. This thing sounds like a poorly written wrestling angle. What do you think of this revelation? Did Vince force her hand in writing this? And what about the movie references? Mr. President, you're on the 30.
Well, thank you, Bruce. Unlike the rest of our esteemed panel who probably read the letter, I didn't. I'm aware of it and the gist of it.
What?
Huh? Joe,
What?
you can tell us, Captain. I know.
I don't
Dan
have enough
can give
time
us
to print out. It's like 50
Oh, my
pages
goodness.
long.
Anyway, I got to talk here. I got to fill this in here.
Okay, go ahead.
You know, it's such a work, man. It sounds like desperation. I mean, you know, really, if she ever thought she was going to have some kind of case against him, would she do this? You know, again, I'm not judging the situation. I'm not saying she's lying, but something like that, a letter. I mean, to be contrived, to be pushed to write a letter too. I mean, was there bribery here? I didn't even hear that. I don't know, man. It just sounds a little too far-fetched, and in a case that already I know has been very far-fetched anyway. So I don't know. That sounds like a very desperate thing. And can you prove it? I guess ultimately, can you prove that's the case? The letter was done. I guess it will be entered in as an exhibit. But can you prove somehow that it was coerced, it was forced, it was bribed, or that? I don't know that you can. So really, that the devil lies in those details. Okay, how provable is that this is a forced letter? You know, regarding its content, whether it's we can't judge on the merits of her writing style or her references and that sort of thing. You know, I mean, you know, how much of her writing do we have? I think we actually have a little bit of her writing because I think she has a book out too, doesn't she? So, and if that's the case, then she's already given to writing. So, I don't know. I'd be curious to read the letter. In fact, after this, I might just as well.
I can send it to you.
It is the thing. You know, it's something that Vince you'd think would do in an angle, but in real life, I don't know. So, I tend to doubt it.
Nice job, Phil. Sets the bar right in the middle.
Right in the middle. The infamous 12. I used to get those 12s.
Yeah, Joe knows that number. So, Joe, while we're talking about that, why don't you try and beat that number?
All right, I'll try and beat 12. We'll see what happens here. Okay, so Janelle Grant, this is all legal posturing, as you know. Officially today, Vincent Kennedy McMahon, John Laurinaitis, WWE, they've all been served. They all now have 60 days. I do believe May 14th is the deadline. This is a bad tactic for Vince McMahon because I'm going to tell you why. The reason being is, they did release this. This letter came off a laptop that was seized during the investigation with Vince McMahon, obviously, since July of 2022. It does involve text messages and so forth again. So we're only seeing what we get to see. But I did read the letter, which is almost quoting the movie that's been talked about, The Bishop's Wife. There's a lot of almost cut and paste type material in this letter. And by the way, the letter that we're seeing is draft number 24. Nothing says I love you in a love letter than writing draft number 24 to your lover. So, you know,
All right. Sorry, guys. It looks like I've. Yeah, we lost. Okay, there's Betty's back. We just lost everybody. I have no.
You referenced Airplane earlier. Now I'm picturing
All right,
that scene in the
everybody's
movie
back
where the
now.
guy's got the plug hanging. You know,
Yeah.
that's what you get
YouTube
for
just
pulling
crashed.
finals.
Let's get Joe's point.
Yeah. I speak jive.
Right?
Jive. That was some airplane,
I mean,
right?
I'm not one for conspiracies, but we lose connection with you when you come back. The president has more points than when you left. That just
what's
seems
up with that? He had
Yeah.
12. Now he's got
Oh,
50.
look at that.
Yeah, those
Well, I think you guys were tripping up before. That's what I had right
You
before
be
you, though.
tripping, man. You
Yeah,
be
Phil,
tripping.
somehow you ended up with Joe's numbers there when everything crashed there for a second.
It's called
Oh, wow.
divine justice. Oh, now it's
I
not.
have to fix it. And Joe Myers got to send a special thanks out to you, and because of that, I gave Joe another couple points there. So thank you, and it really makes
Whoa.
it makes Dan's
Jesus,
job
here comes
a
the
little
money
bit
now.
harder
Watch
here.
this.
well,
Just had to screw Dan somehow there. Sorry, Dan.
Well, you know what? If it takes multiple instances of people openly and publicly buying points for me to lose, then I can still go walk away with my head held high. Joe came in, hit me with a chair when the ref wasn't looking.
Exactly.
Benny cut the server. The president manipulate points when the network's down. You guys have it out for me.
There's just a lot of shenanigans going on here tonight.
Like that scene in that scene in the Shawshank Redemption. It's a big conspiracy, damn it, and everyone's in on it.
Well, here's the reality. You get 15 points, you can hold your half of the title. If not, Joe's going to hold it all on his own. You're on to 30.
No pressure, Dan.
All right, this letter is disgusting for two main reasons. One, it is blatantly obvious to anyone who reads it. This is not coming from a woman who is in love. This is coming from a woman who is saying what she thinks someone wants to hear. You don't do 24 drafts of a letter unless you're writing something to an arrogant person known for tearing up scripts at the last second. If that sounds like somebody, maybe I'm making a connection here. Ooh. Oh yeah, maybe it's the guy who almost had a fist fight with his own son because he wanted to do an incest angle when he found out his daughter was pregnant. Maybe it's one of those sick perverts. By the way, McMahon's lawyer's defense now is that this letter proves their relationship was consensual. I'm sure Janelle Grant specifically requested to be shit on and sold to Brock Lesnar. You know, it's just what she wanted because she's that kind of person. No, this entire thing is victim shaming 101. It's very common tactic in human trafficking. You shame the victim, you publicly try and scare them off because what they're doing is they're hoping that Janelle Grant will see this and go, Jesus, kind of the Monica Lewinsky style of I'd rather just get this over with and go away than have anyone think anything worse of me. Gross, disgusting. It only proves that McMahon's as bad as you think. Plus, Laurinaitis didn't exactly help. Oh, don't forget about me. I'm still a victim of McMahon. Not exactly saying this letter's innocent. The other aspect is 24 copies. There are 24 drafts. No, this was coerced. This was forced. This is textbook victim shaming. I've 4 college degrees studying in history and criminal justice. I've studied human trafficking. I've studied law. This is exactly what this is. This is textbook victim shaming. This is awful. This only proves McMahon's as bad as she's saying.
Dun, dun, dun.
I was hoping for the tie there. I really was.
I mean,
But,
that means very little coming from the person who decides the scores. I was really hoping to give you more pity points like I gave Joe earlier.
This has been the best day underachieving I've ever had. This is takes the cake right here. I gotta love it. Gotta love it.
You know, undisputed the 30 champ.
You know what my
congratulations.
You know what my original poem was going to be, Bruce? Roses are red, violets are dirty. It must be Thursday night because it's time for the 30. That's what I was going to say.
30.
Nonetheless, thank you. Dan, that was a good one, though. I'd never gotten 15 points in one round before, so Dan had some good points. Everybody was great tonight. This has been a great show. You got to give a shout out to the chat here. I mean, there's a lot of money floating around in the chat tonight.
And that's so kind and just so wonderful and appreciated too.
Every little bit helps here, and I'm glad Mike showed up and he's out there chatting with everybody right now. So, I didn't know, Dan, you've been sexually harassing Mike Monty for months now. I didn't know
apparently,
that.
yeah, and apparently, according to our boss there, my next rant's going to be why Chris Benoit's innocent.
He wants to know if you're going to defend Chris Benoit now.
Nice.
Now, Joe, I see in the chat. I have to correct something. Fecal Fridays with Phil.
Yeah,
it is the Friday fitness feature with Phil on the radio. But if they let me, I might try the Fecal Fridays.
I heard Dan start talking about that shit thing again. All I remember is that conversation we had one night. Fecal Fridays with Phil coming up.
There you go. More BS with Phil coming up.
Oh, what a shitty way to end things.
we gotta get out of here, and thank you guys for another great night. And everybody enjoy WrestleMania. I can't wait to see how you guys' predictions come through. And anybody have anything they want to talk about before we get on out of here?
Yeah, real quickly, wrestling. Remember, tomorrow night we're going to be covering the first WrestleMania, the inaugural WrestleMania. I figured we'd tie something in there, so you can tune into that 7 Eastern, 6 Central. So check it out. We'll be on there talking about WrestleMania 1. Maybe I'll send Dan a link if he wants to join us. Who knows?
We'll see. I usually Fridays are a busy night for me, but we have an announcement. Benny and we talked about this earlier in the week. If all our cards go right, this coming Tuesday, Benny in the Ring will be our first live streamed episode on the channel. So that's the plan going forward is for us to be live Tuesday nights.
Hey,
nice.
If you need any help,
fun.
I'll have to tune into that one.
At 9 p.m. tonight, we have Monte and the Pharaoh themselves, and they're going to be giving their WrestleMania predictions. So
not as good as ours, though. No way. They can't be as good as ours from last night. No way.
All right, guys. Until next week, this has been Bruce, the crooked referee from DA30. I've got Dan Sebastiano, Phil Decesare, Bill Lowry, Benny Scala. Thank you, guys. We'll see you guys later.
What a day. What a day.